In this episode, Luis and I are going to be talking about how to make passive income.
Welcome to Thriving Launch with Luis Congdon and Kamala Chambers, the show for heart-centered entrepreneurs who want it all.
5 days a week, we bring you different segments to inspire you to live a life of freedom. We interview the leading experts in the field of business, health, and love. Be sure to check out Training Tuesdays, where we give you a clear action plan to grow your own business. Maybe you can relate to this. When I was a full-time coach, keep repeating the same things to people over and over and over again, and it got to be kind of draining, and I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing anymore. So what I decided to do was record the things that I had to tell clients over and over and over again, and then I packaged those recordings together and sold them as an online course. If you're interested in creating and selling your own online course, head over to thrivinglaunch.com, and I have a free training for you on how to create and make passive income through your own online course. So excited to have you guys all here talking about how to make passive income. This is something that's really important to Luis and I because passive income allows us the freedom that we have to travel the world, to take days off, weeks off, months off at a time, and still get new money in our bank account. So we want to talk to you guys about it because it is so freaking awesome to be able to live like this. One thing about creating passive income is that it took me a long time to figure out how to create passive income, right? It took probably 2 years of kind of learning, studying, trying to take all the best courses I could and learn from all the online gurus that I could on how to do it. And it wasn't until around 2015 that really cracked the code. And it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. But one thing about how to make passive income is that you need to know what you have to offer. Right? You need to have something that you can offer that doesn't require you trading your time for dollars. Now, I'd like to hear from you, Luis, about your experience now that we've been creating passive income. Can you chime in?
Well, I mean, the first question I really actually have is there such a thing as passive income? And then the other thing I think about too is you said you need to have a skill or something to offer. And I think a lot of people here at Thriving Launch have something to offer. But the big question then is, how do you turn something into a passive revenue stream? So, if you're a coach, you're a health coach, you're a fitness coach, is it possible to turn services like that into something that creates passive income? And again, back to my first question, is there such a thing as passive income?
Well, everything requires work, right? Everything's going to require setup and time. And one of the best ways to make passive income is by having automated systems in place. If you find a way to automate your sales, automate your sales funnel process for your clients, then it makes it really easy for people to not rely on you to ask you questions about what your products are, what your services are, what your offerings are. And what this does is if you can have the foresight for what people are going to ask you, what their questions are, what their objections are, then you can put all of that into place so they have all that information at their fingertips. So they're not relying on you to make the purchase, right? Another important thing with passive income is that you also need to have something that people are going to want, right? Something that people are going to be hungry for. And I know we talk about messaging a lot, and getting your message out there in a very clear way is going to be important. When you know what your message is, what you have to offer, and what that one problem that you solve for people is, then it makes it really easy to create something like an online course which is my favorite way to make passive income. So say that you want to create an online course, and if you are a coach, I talk about this as if you're a coach and you're always telling people the same problems over and over and you're trying to always answer the same questions, then you can record that information, turn it into an online course, and voila, you have something that you can sell that doesn't require you trading your time for dollars anymore.
Those are really great tips, and I know that pretty much any type of coach can automate a lot of their coaching or create a program out of their coaching. We have clients who work in the weight loss field. We have clients who work in the emotion coaching, health, fitness. It kind of really varies across the board, the types of people that can create a system, a course or a program that they can sell without being present. One of the guys that we recently interviewed was Timothy Sykes, and he has a course on how to do investment and how to become a penny stockbroker, so how to invest in stocks that are pennies. So if you have a skill to share, you can also turn that into a course. If you want to turn your knowledge into a course and make passive income from your knowledge, what are one of the first things people should know, Kamala?
Well, I think it's really important that people know that it's even possible, right? I mean, this experience of being able to make passive income has really changed the game for both of us, right? It changes the game for our clients, the people we watch, and be able to take their business from trading all their time for dollars to being able to wake up in the morning and they've got new money that came while they were sleeping. It's automated, right? One tip that I really want to give you guys is to find software, to find a system that can automate sales for you. One system that we absolutely love, and we're an affiliate for it, and you can get our affiliate link and stuff at Thriving Launch, which is awesome because that's another way to make passive income. But I want to tell you guys about it not because we're an affiliate, but because it is really the best system that we've found for creating automation, and that's ClickFunnels. With ClickFunnels, we create sales funnel websites, and people go to the homepage of a website. It tells them exactly where to click next, and through that clicking process, they find the exact step. They're led down a funnel to make that purchase. I think that's been one of the best softwares that I've been able to find for automating sales online. Now, I know this is kind of like maybe a little dry for you guys, and we're kind of going into the nitty-gritty, but I just want to really invite you to step into the possibility of making passive income. What would that be like for you? How would that change your life? How would things transform for you if you were bringing in money without wondering where it's going to come from? There are a lot of things that are in place. We're going to make sure to include some resources. If you go to thrivinglaunchschool.com, there's a free video training for you guys there that's going to walk you through more in depth on how you can create passive income, because we want you guys to be set up to win. I don't encourage you to just buy ClickFunnels and think that you're automatically going to create passive income. You need support. You need the system. So that's why we're creating these resources for you. Luis, you want to share anything else about what the experience has been like for you? I know that when I met Luis, he was working full-time. He was working more than full-time. He was like 80 hours a week, managing 3 homeless shelters for women. He was this director, and man, you were burnt out. You were working so hard, and I wanted to go to Asia. I said, hey, you should quit your job and come work with me. And, now that's not the case. Can you just share a little bit more about what that's been like?
When I think about how much life has changed for me, it's pretty incredible. I no longer have to work on a daily basis. I have a schedule that I make up myself, even though that does take some discipline, it's a lot better than the schedule that I used to have, where I was on someone else's schedule, someone else's timeline, someone else's paychecks, and someone else was responsible for me being paid. So that's been a big difference, being able to travel the world, meet all sorts of amazing people. As I'm talking, I really am thinking about one of the first things from my end that you should know about making passive income is that if you can find a way to build an audience, to build a tribe, a following around you, passive income will be a lot easier to make, and it'll come a lot easier for you. One of the ways that I highly recommend that you do that is if you are someone that teaches people something, make sure to build a community around that certain thing. So if you're a health coach, build a Facebook group. This is one of my first tips to clients is build Facebook groups, build the email list, build a tribe, build a following, give people content. And one of the ways that I suggest that is through Facebook groups. I just think it's a really powerful way to make passive income is to have an audience, to build some sort of celebrity status, because as you become well known, people will buy from you simply because they know, like, and trust you.
Well, I think that's going to be a really valuable thing. If you guys haven't listened to the episode that we did last Monday on making money from Facebook, make sure to check that out, because once you have your system set up for making passive income, you need a way to build your tribe, to have your audience around you so people are going to buy it, right? So making money from Facebook episode is really there to support you with that. Thank you all for joining us today on this Monday episode. Little snippet on a tiny training on how to make passive income. Thank you all for being here. Keep thriving, everyone. You've been listening to the Thriving Launch podcast. For books and resources related to today's episode, make sure to head over to thrivinglaunch.com. We'll see you there. Check out tomorrow's training episode where we talk with Jeb Blunt about funnels, about marketing funnels, and how to make sales automated.